What's up, everybody? It's Samuel from the Yes to Life show, and today we have another guest, Natalia. She's a fitness expert. She is vegan for 3 years now, and she will tell you about her story, what she's doing, how she got into being vegan, what she's doing in sports, and so on. But before I give too much of an introduction, she will do it herself. First of all, thanks for meeting us here and for being in Berlin.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be your guest today.
Yeah, so I think we found you on Instagram because you have quite an impressive Instagram page, talking about you being a ninja warrior and doing personal training and so on. Could you give us a little bit of background of who you are and what you're doing?
So yes, I'm Natalia. I'm living in Germany right now. I do, for sports, I do kickboxing. I've been doing this since I was 16. I got into Ninja Warrior, so this is like my new big project going on since 5 or 6 years now. I'm doing everything sports related. I boulder, I'm a personal trainer myself, so I do almost everything that is just fun.
So you do all of these things parallel, kind of?
Yeah, so I work in fitness right now. I'm working for a big fitness company. By side, I'm doing personal training, and like my everyday, everything is connected to fitness somehow. So doing my sport and just trying to find ways to inspire people and motivate people outside. That's why maybe my my Instagram impressed you a little bit, because this is what I'm trying to do, to get some attention, to inspire other people with whatever I am doing.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you about this earlier already. What's the story of how did you get into Ninja Warrior?
Into the Ninja Warrior. So my very best friend in Chicago back then, she was on American Ninja Warrior before. She just asked me if I would apply and just have fun on the show with her. So for me it was just like, I had no idea what is a Ninja Warrior show. I never really watched the show because we didn't have it in Germany. So yeah, but she said, you know what, you're strong, you're very active, you'll be fine, you just apply. So we applied for the show, I got the spot, she got the spot, and it's not that easy to get a spot on the show. And then I competed. So I totally screwed up. I fell on the first obstacle, and it wasn't really my best performance, but it was a lot of fun, and the preparation for it was also a lot of fun. So then I said to myself, I will never do it again. Unless I'm very good prepared. And because I was fighting a lot, I was competing a lot. I was living in the US, but competing all over the place. So I was really, my schedule was full with fighting and kickboxing, and there was no place for Ninja Warrior. So then 2 years later, my other friend wanted to get on the show, and she tried to get me to do it again. And then I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it, but I'm just gonna do it for fun. I'm just gonna have like maybe a month of preparation because I have no time for it. And that was just an excuse probably, because now I see I can do both things. Yeah, so I went on the show. I got a spot for the second time on American Ninja Warrior, which isn't easy because there are millions of people that want to be on the show. And I screwed it up again. So I fell on the first obstacle again. And it was so embarrassing first, but then I thought to myself, okay, I can leave it like this right now. Now I really have to train and come back at least for the third time just to show, okay, I can do better than this. And then the German version came up. So my mom called me and said, hey, there is a German Ninja Warrior, you should apply. And guess what? I applied, I got on the spot on the show. And it was over a year that I had time to prepare myself for it. So I went to every ninja gym in the States that we had in Chicago. I started bouldering and climbing and doing everything else, doing a lot of yoga and just trying to get my body to do new stuff. And because I was active before, everything just went smooth, and I actually did pretty well on the show. On the German version, I made it to the top 3 women in the second season.
Wow.
So, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I really wanted to hit the bars and run up the world wall. It didn't happen, but then I got on the ninja team, the German ninja team, and then I was just competing on the Swiss version of it this year. So it's gonna be on TV pretty soon.
How did you do there? You can already tell?
I can tell. You can follow it on the Swiss TV.
Yeah. When is it out?
I think it starts airing like in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to watch that. I'm sure about it. So I'm just wondering, because you said you applied to Ninja Warrior, you got in. I assume it's not like a regular job application that you send in a letter and then they pick you. Do you have to like perform and then they evaluate you?
On the American one, you have to send like a very nice video of your skills. So you have to present your personality, your hobbies, everything that you're doing, and then just based on the video, they invite you or they not. And because there are so many people that try to get on the show, there was no time for any kind of casting, or just it probably wouldn't be possible to do. So in Germany, they have a regular casting, like a physical activity casting, where you have to do like 5 different stations. You have to do like burpees, box jumps, hanging stuff, trampoline, like a lot of physical activities that you have to test first.
Is that stuff you practiced before? Because you were more into like the karate and kickboxing before, so was it helpful for the...
Of course, yes. Every kind of martial arts makes you be very aware of your body, so the balance was really good, and just being physically fit helped me a lot. I definitely had to level up my skills in grip strength and hanging, pull-ups. So that's why all the bouldering and just all the new stuff, which is great because it's a new challenge for me, and I would never guess I would ever be able to do more than 3 pull-ups in my life. And then I started doing them, and there we go, I can do 10. You know, so it's always a journey. Like at some point you think you physically so good, there was almost no going up anymore, and then you start doing new things, trying new challenges, and then and then you end up on American or German Ninja Warrior.
You're gonna apply for the next season as well if this is coming out?
I already applied for the new season.
Yeah, so
the new season for German Ninja Warrior is starting next year, sometime in February, and I already sent an application and I'm already training for it. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm just curious, right? Because I think your workout schedule, if you train for such an event, is quite different from somebody who's just, I don't know, doing his job and going to the gym 2-3 times. So like, could you walk us a little bit to how your workout schedule looks like during a week? You said you were bouldering, for instance, right? How do you incorporate that with your regular training and so on?
I'm very thankful that I'm doing so many things, because I think I would never be the person that can actually have a regular job and just go to the gym. I think I would never do this. I mean, I don't know, but that's why if I'm having a goal, if I know, okay, there is a German championships in kickboxing, I'm working out towards this. I want to kick better, I want to be faster, I want to be quicker, I want to be have more endurance. So this is what I'm actually training for. And now, in addition, having the Ninja Warrior competition, I also just do bouldering and every other thing. So my schedule is really based on how I feel and what I'm doing next. So if I know, okay, I have a competition then and then, I'm building my program around this. So just like a regular week, let's say Sundays, I usually go bouldering. I go boulder for like 2 hours, then maybe have a little run in the afternoon. Monday, because I'm already sore in my upper body from all the bouldering and doing all the crazy stuff, I probably do some leg workouts. Either it's in the gym or outside, or I sprint. And then we go back to upper body, and then I just do something either in a gym or outside again. So like my program is really all over the place. It's never the same structured program, and I never really go to the gym 7 times a week. No, okay. Maybe 2-3 times.
So there's a lot of variety in what you do.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah. Would you advise people to go bouldering?
Yes, that's a great thing. Bouldering, it's so fun because first of all, it's a training. You don't even know how much strength you need, and it's a lot of body control. So you have to really learn how to control your body. Try different ways to do the routes and everything. So it's very interesting. It's a very mind. It's a lot of mind training. It's a lot of body training. So it's like both, and it's very social too. So you can do it with friends. You can hang out and talk, because you can't just boulder for 2 hours. There is a lot of time in between where you have to just rest, maybe watch how the other people are doing this, and then just yeah, and many times you stuck at something and you think, that's probably too difficult for me. I won't ever to get it. And then 2 months later, if you stick to it, boom, there you go, and you can just do the stuff you didn't really think about doing before.
Yeah, and I think the routes are always changing, right? That's the thing in bouldering.
Yeah, if you always go to the same boulder gym, they change it all the time. I travel a lot right now, so I have. So I go to different bouldering gyms and try to see different places and boulder with different people, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
And while having like this intense weekly training schedule, you also, I mean, now you're working for a fitness company, but before that you did your own personal coaching for people, is that correct?
Yes, I did. I was independent as a personal trainer, so that was my main thing. I was doing personal training. I was working with Nike. I was a Nike trainer back in the States. I was teaching boxing and kickboxing in a boxing gym, working with JW Marriott with a hotel company, and doing fitness programs there in Chicago. So it was a lot of different things, but all related to sports and just teaching people to become better self.
Yeah. And how did you move to the US, by the way? Because you said you did that in Chicago, right?
Yes.
How long were you in Chicago?
I was in Chicago for 5 years.
For 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and you mentioned earlier that you went vegan 3 years ago. Is it right?
Yeah, it's about 3 years ago. I don't really know exact date. Yeah. Although I do. It was sometime March, but I think it was 3 years ago.
More or less.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. So you went vegan basically in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And before that, you already were on a vegetarian diet, or?
I was never a very big meat eater. I never really ate a lot of meat anyway, so but I definitely had a lot of cheese in my fridge first.
Cheese, yeah?
Cheese and yogurts and milk too, maybe, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of milk. So there was like all the dairy, this was the biggest part. And eggs, I used to put eggs on everything, like fried eggs on everything. But I never really ate a lot of meat. So the meat part was pretty easy. I almost didn't feel the difference.
Yeah, I had actually the same. I went vegetarian before I was vegan, and especially the cheese was kind of the hardest part always. Because you think like, okay, you can eat a lot of stuff without meat, but putting cheese on it it tastes nice. But at some point you just make the change, and then I don't know. Do you miss it or?
No.
No, right?
No, not really.
At some point you're used to it, so.
Yeah, I always thought, oh my God, I'm probably gonna miss this, this, and this, and now I think about those things, and I don't even want to try it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So what made the change for you? Like, how did you decide to change your diet in that way?
I was always very conscious about what I'm putting in my body. And one of my clients back in Chicago, he wanted to give up meat for Lent for 40 days only. And because he was a very huge meat eater, so he barbecued like every Saturday and Tuesday and Monday, and every day was a barbecue day. So he said he's just gonna give up meat for Lent. And he just thought he's just gonna go vegan for 40 days. But he didn't have the motivation to do it by himself. So I just told him, you know what, I can just do it with you and motivate you. And we can try out new stuff. We can go to different restaurants in Chicago. We can try the new recipes and just see how we feel, how we do in training and everything. And then we did it actually twice. By the first time, I was still in this mindset, okay, I need this and this much proteins, I need this and this much carbs every day, and this is with fat. So I went crazy about like counting my proteins because I was so nervous about it. So, and then I didn't really feel well because I ate like tons of lentils and beans and everything, probably too much, way too much fiber, and I just didn't feel well first. And then, and also I tried like all the bad vegan stuff, like all the candies that are just made of whatever, just to make it vegan. Yeah. So after the 40 days, I was like, you know what? I actually liked it, but it didn't really feel very well. And then I realized during those 40 days, I actually stopped eating a couple things already. So for a year, I still ate meat sometimes, not a lot. I ate meat maybe like once in a month for tacos. or I had something with meat on it, but not really a lot. And I definitely went down with eating cheese and yogurts, and I think I gave up milk already. I think eggs was like the last thing that I still ate for a while. And then 1 year later, he asked me to do this again. He's like, hey, are we doing our vegan project again? It's like, you know what, why not? But in this 1 year, I already made way more research on that. I started reading a lot of books about vegan stuff. I watched a lot of documentaries. I actually educate myself a little bit more. And then by the time we started it, I already knew I'm never going back to normal food again. And then I also just took it easy, and I didn't really went crazy about the proteins too. So I just tried to have proteins in every meal. I just tried to clean out my diet out of any processed foods, and just more go on like a full, like a very whole foods vegan diet, but without like going crazy about how much protein am I taking, how much carbs was in there. So this was my mindset before. In this 1 year, I've learned so much. I didn't go crazy, and I felt awesome. So after 40 days, he calls me and says, hey, so we're going to have like egg breakfast now? He's like, no, you know what? I think I'm sticking to it. He's like, what, forever? It's like, yeah, I think I don't really miss eggs anymore. And I don't miss this, and I feel great. I don't need coffee. My body's so energized. Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm like I'm just ready to go. I still drink coffee because I like it, but I don't need it anymore. Like, I have so much energy. I recovered way faster. Like, my body recovered super fast.
From like sports in general?
Yes, like the recovery time after my workouts, and I work out a lot, and like I have sometimes trainings twice a day, and a lot of it's in high intensity, especially fighting. And I always thought, oh my God, like this would never work with a vegan diet. First of all, I never lost the muscle. This was actually about the same time when I started training for American Ninja Warrior, and training, like starting bouldering and like doing all other things with my body. And now I feel, first of all, way stronger. Like, I don't think I lost any muscle in my body. I probably gained muscle. I recover way faster, and I have way more energy. I can actually work out twice a day without even having coffee.
I think this is a big point that you just talked about, because that's one of the main fears that people have when they think about going vegan. It's, where do I get my protein? Will I lose all my muscles? Will I lose all my strength gains or whatever? And you just said it was not the case, maybe even like the opposite. You even gained, you felt more energized, had more muscle, right? Yeah,
I never really lost any gram of my muscle. I know there are different body types and different people gain muscle differently, and there are a lot of, especially men, that are very afraid of losing muscle weight. But if you just have your diet perfectly, figure out how, there are always supplements too for somebody, for example, for somebody who is like, trying to be a bodybuilder. Right? Like vegan proteins, powders or anything. I don't really take this stuff too much. I'm not really like, I like my food. I don't really like to supplement too much. If I have to, I do it, but not a lot. And I definitely feel way more energized. So
you said you get mostly everything you need from the whole food diet, plant-based whole food diet.
Yeah, if I work out 2 times a day and I feel okay, I just don't have the time to get all the food in me, then I have like a protein shake, like a vegan protein shake or something, but it's just really once in a while.
Do you have like a certain, flavor taste? Because one thing we experience with is that, there's a lot of kind of artificially tasting vegan proteins, right? So we like play around with, pure hemp protein, pure soy protein, and so on. Do you like take the pure ones, you mix them, or what's your go-to?
I tried so many different ones. Like, I had my favorite one back in the States, which was really good because it was very plain, but it still tasted good. If I have something that doesn't taste very well, I just mix it in my smoothie. It's just per purpose. I'm having the protein that doesn't really taste very well. I just put it in my smoothie, and then I don't even taste it.
That's maybe a good way to go around
if I find something that is very tasty, like I had a company that sponsored me once, and they gave me like very tasty protein shakes. I tried it. It was really good. I had it sometimes for breakfast or something, or like I mixed it in my breakfast bowl or something like that. It was okay, but it's not something I would eat every day.
Okay. I think maybe for people watching this who think about starting to become vegan or eating more vegan, they probably ask themselves, so when you did transition, what was your how did you, let's say, change your style of food? So I don't know, what were your go-to meals in the beginning? What are your go-to meals now that make sure that you get your protein, that it tastes good, and so on? Maybe you can give some advice on how you just make your vegan dishes.
I'm trying to get as little processed food as possible in my whole diet, first of all. Then, of course, you automatically eat way more veggies and fruits. I was eating a lot of veggies before, but now it's even more. And the fun thing about it is you experience so many other things and new vegetables that you probably didn't really eat as much before. So definitely a lot of fruits and veggies, lentils, all kinds of beans, tofu. Those are the things that are new in my diet. I mean, I used to eat lentils before, but it was like once a month. Now it's probably twice a week.
Have you seen lentil pasta?
Yes, my sister showed it to me. I made her go vegan too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So she showed me the lentil pasta, and it's pretty awesome.
It's crazy, right? I think it has like 27 grams of protein per 100 gram.
Yeah, but it's also, see, that's something like that is very processed food. So I'm having it, but maybe like just once in a while. Like basically my whole day is just fruits and veggies, either raw or cooked or baked or whatever. And then some kind of either rice or lentils or beans or rice bread or like rice cakes or anything like that.
How do you prepare your lentils, like in a more, I don't know, Indian kind of way? Do you have a certain like way to spice it up?
So I'm never cooking up the recipes. I mean, I saw your YouTube channel. I might pick up some recipes now. I do it for like cakes and stuff, but lentils or like any other kind of food, I'm just opening my fridge and it's like, okay, I have cucumbers, I have this, I have this, I have this. Okay, okay, I'm just gonna put it all in a pan, cut it, put some water in it, 2 spoons of lentils, steam it for what, 11 minutes or 12 minutes, and it's done. And then usually I do really like curry stuff, so I just put some curry powder. If I feel like the vegetables might don't really match with curry, then I just put some chili powder or some herbs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you eat out, what do you do usually? Is it easy for you to eat out? Because if you don't eat processed food, especially?
It depends where I am. I'm traveling a lot right now, and there are cities in Germany where it's not as easy, but you can always get a salad. I mean, you can get a salad everywhere. You have to just talk to a waitress and tell her not to put the cheese and the meat on top, or yeah, it's usually cheese that they add extra. Yeah, Berlin, Warsaw, Vienna, all the cities that I'm traveling to, like Munich, they all have very nice vegan spots. Or regular restaurants that offer vegan options.
Yeah, because I always feel that in the south of Germany, it's way more difficult than in Berlin, for instance, to get good vegan food.
Yeah, here is like a paradise. Like you walk around and there's vegan ice cream, vegan this, vegan that, and every restaurant has some vegan stuff. Same in like Warsaw, probably, for example.
Oh, yeah, is it?
In Poland, yes. But Stuttgart is very difficult, for example. Like you have to look for places that have vegan food. Although there is this one place, it's called Veggies or something. They have like really nice falafel stuff.
I went there with Martin.
To what?
That's the falafel we went to. With
in Stuttgart. Did you like it?
Yes, this is like my place to go if I'm out or if I'm downtown and I have to eat. There are 2 places in Stuttgart. Can we make advertisement for them? Essenziale?
I don't know, maybe, probably. If they're good, right? Why not?
Essenziale and veggies are two places that are very close to each other, but they both very well.
So what are some go-to meals that you can recommend? For instance, what do you eat usually in the morning? What do you eat for dinner, for lunch? What are things you can recommend to other people?
I change a lot in my diet now when I think about it, because breakfast used to be like my favorite meal of the day, and I used to have like a huge breakfast in the morning. But I changed it up a little bit lately, not lately, but like in the last couple of years. And I intermittent fast for like 12 hours usually, not longer, but 12, 14 hours max. So I don't really eat in the morning. I usually have just so like the first thing in the morning depends on where I am. If I'm at home, I usually mix some ginger, lemon, honey, cinnamon, and curcuma, turmeric.
Yeah.
So I mix it all together and just have like a shot of it. If I don't have time, or if I'm not at home, I usually have apple cider vinegar and just lemon and water. So that's what I'm doing in the morning, and then coffee. Sometimes if I know I probably work out right after, I have like a bulletproof coffee, so I put some MCT oil in it, and coconut oil, and that's it for like a couple hours till maybe 11. And then at 11 I usually have my yogurt with some fruit. It's usually some kind of vegan yogurt. It's either cashew yogurt, almond, or soy. And then I usually put some berries in it. So it's usually some kind of berries. If I don't have berries, it's usually an apple, but it's usually berries. And then during the day I have like some nuts. I like rice cakes with avocado, all the different spreads. Or if I ate some cooked meal the night before, I usually save up some veggies and eat it during the day, or just have like a little salad during the day. And then after I work out, after my biggest training of a day, in the evening, like around 7, I have the biggest meal of the day. So it's usually a little bit more carbs, a little bit more beans or lentils or something like this, and veggies again. So it's usually, every day is different. It really depends on my workout routine, my training routine. If I know I'm working out in the morning, I usually have my breakfast sooner. I do have a lot of green juices during the day, sometimes for the breakfast too. So like on the weekends when I'm at home, my breakfast looks different than during the week. So on the weekends, if I train in the morning or I go bouldering and I come home, I usually have my yogurt, but then I put some nuts in it. I put some flax seeds in it, or like I do pancakes out of it or whatever. So like I do take more time to cook my food when I'm at home, and I try to cook the most part, because when I'm traveling, I'm always eating out. So by eating out, there is nothing wrong about just getting a smoothie, because they usually have like all the veggies you need, all the fruits, and then sometimes if I feel like I'm hungry, then I just take either nuts or seeds or anything like this.
Okay. You said we were doing a lot of green juice or green smoothies during the day. How do you prepare those?
I try to buy those cold pressed juices from good juiceries, or if I'm at home, I just mix it. It's more like a smoothie, so it's usually some kind of leafy greens. It's usually kale or spinach, berries, bananas, apples, and then sometimes I have a lot of like open packages of like very not tasty protein vegan proteins. Then I just put a scoop of it in it. And to get my omega-3s, I usually put some flaxseed oil, either in my smoothie or in my juice, or just in whatever I'm eating.
Yeah. Oh shit! I want to ask something, but I forgot about it. Are there any other routines you have during the week apart from food that helps you with working out? I don't know. Do you go to sauna, for instance? Do you meditate? Do you, I don't know, have any kind of different routine that helps you to focus and be more productive, more efficient?
Yes, routines to get to be more productive are definitely meditation. That's one. I'm definitely getting better at it now lately because I'm traveling a lot and I'm staying at a hotel, so I have the time to actually just sit down and meditate for 10-20 minutes. I try to do yoga as much as I can. I wasn't good in the last couple months, so I'm definitely getting into it this winter. That's definitely my goal, to get more yoga in. I'm trying to just go with the flow. I'm never really having like a strict routine because everything else is so structured in our lives, work, everything else around it, trainings. So I'm just trying to go by the day, like that. Even the food, like I usually say, okay, I don't eat for like 12-14 hours, and then depends where my trainings are. This is where I'm kind of planning my foods are. But I'm not gonna take I don't know, my time, and instead of meditating or reading or just relaxing, stand and go and grab food or whatever. So I'm trying not to waste time for the things I don't need to. And the same with training. Like training for me, okay, I know I have to train for this, and I'm spending a lot of time for trainings in different kind of ways. But if I feel like my body needs a break, I'm taking a break. If I feel like I'm sore, I'm definitely not having enough sleep in the last 2 days, I'm sleeping in. I'm just trying to just listen to my body. Same with food. This is always my very big advice on my personal training clients. Not to try to change too much. Everybody thinks, okay, now I'm getting a membership in a gym. I have to go to the gym every day at this and this time, and I have to eat this, and this, and then I can eat this, and this. If you make so many rules in your life, you probably stick to it for like 2 weeks. Some people maybe go with this for like a month or two, and everybody has a different goal. So it depends on what goals you are. You just try to get to your goal with those things you have, but you have to have fun with this. You can't say, oh, I'm going on vacation, now I'm gonna quit everything in my life for 3 months just so I can have 1 week of nice vacations and have a good body in there by then. So no, this is not working this way. And usually you come back from vacations, you gain all the weight back, and then you're frustrated again. So I'm always trying to give the advice to people to just, first of all, don't try to change too much. If you look at your diet, there are probably just a couple of things that you have to switch. And also, if you open the fitness magazines nowadays, you have so many different advices. Like there are so many different diets, so many new things that are just coming at you every time. And I seriously have so many women asking me, okay, so what do I have to do to lose weight? Because guys usually ask for other things. They don't come to you and say, oh, I got to lose weight. There are a couple, but most of people that are trying to lose weight, for example, are women. So they come and they say, what should I do? This trainer told me this magazine is telling me this, I read about this. And then you have so many different things. You don't know what to start with, then you just don't start at all. So my advice are always try to just switch little by little. Like, first of all, maybe just stop eating processed foods. Maybe just try to don't eat candy as much. Or maybe, go down with your alcohol intake, or maybe just sleep. Go backwards. Sleep is probably the first thing I'm always telling people to try to fix first. Because even if I work out and eat very well, but I suck at sleep, I wake up with a bloated belly, I'm not feeling well, and I'm just feeling like I'm gaining weight without even doing anything to gain weight. It's usually because of the stress and all the cortisol in your blood, and just not regulate sleep. So rest and sleep is first, then trying to get out the stress. So that's why meditation, doing yoga, or just like finding stuff where you just can shut off your brain of your work or whatever it is that is in your mind for the whole day. And then with the food, it's really just you have to feel good with this. You have to feel good with this. So if you feel like, okay, I feel like I'm hungry, but my trainer said I can eat after 8 o'clock. That's, for me, it's bullshit. So just go and have a dinner, maybe wait 2 hours before you go to bed, but don't go to bed hungry just because your plan said you can eat then and then and then. And there are different kinds of people, different goals. That's why I'm always saying not every diet is, or not every style, like lifestyle is even comparable to other people. Because some people want have a different lifestyle. They can sleep in. They wake up at 7 a.m. and they think it's very early. Some people wake up at 5. Some people are not morning people. They have no energy in the morning. Some people wake up like this and they just can fly and just do things already in the morning, but they tie it in the evening. So it also depends how you schedule your meals during the day. That's what I also figure out by changing my routines a little bit. If I'm not eating too much during the day, I'm actually feeling more energized. I used to have this, oh, I'm fighting tonight, so I need way more calories today because I need this energy tonight. And then I was overeating, and then 2 hours digestion, I go to training and I feel like crap. I can't move because I probably still have all my lunch in my belly. Now I just change it up a little bit. I try it out and it's working perfectly. I'm having little meals during the day, not eating too much, and then I'm actually having way more energy during the training. Of course, sometimes you need like a banana right before just so you have the energy, but your body has way more energy than you think usually. And then I'm refueling at night or with like a bigger meal in the evening.
Yeah. So sleep very important. You said listening to your body.
Yes.
Finding things that you feel good about. They don't feel forced on you.
Yes.
Because otherwise you won't stick with it. Talking about the first point, sleep. I'm quite interested. Do you have any tips for people how to get better sleep? How to maybe sleep longer? You know, how to fix basically sleep problems if that's an issue.
Okay, put your phone away. That's first. So like you have to really. Everything has to be almost like scheduled. Just put your phone away before you go to bed. Done. Like half an hour before you go to bed, just don't look at your phone because it will always distract you. I just have the habit right now. If I know, okay, I'm going to sleep, okay, I'm going to brush my teeth, I already turn my phone on flight modus just so I don't even get any messages or any emails or anything to read. So half an hour before I go to bed, flight modus. And then even in the evening, like sometimes if I don't have time during the day, the meditation part, you can do in the evening very well. I usually have like I would say like it's like a routine. Like I usually lay down and think, okay, what was really good about today? What do I have tomorrow? And then I'm not thinking, oh, I have this meeting and this meeting, oh, I have to do this and this. I'm more thinking about, okay, tomorrow is going to be an awesome day. I try to always have this mindset, okay, tomorrow is going to be probably like the best day ever. I have this and this and this, even though those are like very little things, like, oh, I'm having training with this person and I'm having dinner with this friend. So like those things I'm looking forward to. I'm already thinking, like, this is going to be an awesome day. It's probably something awesome is going to happen. And this is what I'm thinking about when I'm going to bed. Think about what was good about the day. I'm not ever getting any like negative stuff through my head. Of course, you can always control it many times, especially when your day was very busy and you have anything, you lay in your bed and you try to think and you can't sleep. And I've had this before where I can't fall asleep and, you know, things are going through your head. But then again, I'm just trying to focus, okay, what was really good about today? And then just trying to just force my mind to go to the positive side. So before I fall asleep, I was on the positive side of my day, not like think about my problems or anything.
Yeah, that's a theme I see through your through what you talk with us about, is that you try to have fun with things and in whatever it is, right? Working out, food, even if it's a big fight like a championship fight.
Yeah, just try to enjoy the moment. Like my very good friend Beth Horn, she got me into Ninja Warrior. She did a lot of mental work with me too, and we talk about those things many times. And she always keeps telling me, Natalia, be in the moment, enjoy right now and just shut off everything else. And this is what happened when I was on a German Ninja Warrior, where I had my family there, and I was like, yes, I made it on a German show. I was in such a good place, and like I knew I can probably make it all the way through. And there was like the 2 first times where I was so scared about doing anything, so nervous, and I screwed up by the first step. And of course it can happen to everybody, but I think this was the reason why for example, why I didn't make it in a second round by the Ninja Warrior in Germany last year. I made it to the second round as number 20, so the best 20 people going to the next one. And I made it as number 20 to the second round, and I just screwed up completely because I wasn't there mentally. It was, okay, I'm just going for it, and I wasn't even thinking. And so with those things, you can tell mental can you throw you off.
Yeah.
If that's fighting or a Ninja Warrior or anything else.
It's probably applicable to any area of life, I can imagine. Whether it's business or sports.
It is. Trying to always enjoying whatever I'm doing right now, and be in the moment, not really thinking too far ahead, not really living in the past, and just trying to make the best out of today.
Yeah. So, kind of to wrap this up a little bit, what are your plans for the next years? Will you be competing again? You said already you will be in Ninja Warriors.
Oh, Ninja Warrior, we will see. I applied. You can see me on the Swiss one. I don't know if they're actually gonna earn my run, but I hope so. Then fighting, I'm getting into training again. I'm definitely trying to get myself to be back at fighting again. I had a little break this year because of some injuries, and I moved back to Germany, so there was a lot of crazy work schedule and everything, but I'm definitely getting back into fighting starting January. And so my big plans, stay tuned. I mean, I'm definitely trying to get more personal training and just get my brand and all my little projects out there very soon. So it's a lot of things in working. There are a lot of projects in progress right now. They're probably coming out by 2019.
And how can people stay up to what you're doing? Who do they find you on social media?
Instagram, Natalia KW, or just put my name in it, Natalia Kley-Wiśniewska.
We will put it below anyway.
Yes, so this is where you can find my probably the most up-to-date updates about everything I'm doing. If you watch my stories, it's like my whole life, almost. But I have a couple training videos on YouTube. So Train with Natalia, and everything else is on my website as well. So trainwithnatalia.com.
Okay, we will link to those, of course, below so people can find it and follow you on what you're doing. I think it's very interesting. I could actually listen to you for another hours, but I think we have this wrapping up.
I can talk for hours. So we have to make it part one and at some point part two.
Yeah,
because
I hope
there
we
are
have a
so
part
many
two
topics
point,
I would love to talk to you guys.
But for now, thanks a lot for sharing your story, your knowledge.
Of course.
Super interesting, I have to admit. And thanks for being here. Hope to have you next time on the show again. And good luck with all your projects, of course.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to be with you guys. And I can wait to see the video and see you having some success with your YouTube channel, with your traveling, with everything that you're doing.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna try some recipes too, maybe.
Awesome. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview and see you next time.